Dupe.
Dupe.
Dude.
It makes me think. I was like, dude. It makes me think of Hobbs.
You love it.
God, love
Uh,
that cat.
this is the final. This is the final recording of a double double.
Doot doot.
Oddities. Stay strange.
Dude.
Is he
Oh,
still dooting?
all the time. It's a constant dude show. Non-stop duding.
Love
Dude
that.
o'clock from a handsome man. Um, Hi, Odd Fam. Welcome back to Oddities. I'm Cassie.
I'm Kelly.
And welcome back to Strange Town. I got it right this time. We're back. As per usual, friends, you'll see everything in the description box. It's our social media, it's our Patreon, our merch shop, all the artists that we've worked with, our email. If you'd like to send in some listener stories, we'd love to hear them
Yep.
and record them. And I feel like I'm missing something that's in there, but maybe not.
It's all there.
It's there.
Submit your
It's all
listeners'
inside.
episodes.
JC Penny. Yeah, and anywho, how's my borscht?
Your borscht's good. I did save something for this episode.
Okay,
So I'd
ready.
like you to know that I have implemented something that I learned from you while visiting. It's in
Oh.
my daily life. I
Oh.
do it as often as I possibly can, and that is quality control.
You're welcome.
I quality control everything now, and I poison check everything.
You're very welcome. So, so everybody's aware, quality controlling and poison checking is something that originated during the course of this pregnancy when I haven't been able to eat anything fucking fun. And so that's how I get by. I do a my wonderful family allows me a little sample of their plates of the fun stuff. It's one bite and it's the quality control and or poison check. For my parents, it's quality control. For Corey, it's the poison check.
Yep.
How did the people around you feel about quality control?
It's all gotten a very good laugh.
You're welcome. You're welcome. we we aim to please.
With the boys, it's always mom tax.
Mom tax. Okay.
It's always been mom tax with the boys. But
Love
now
that.
everyone else, it's just quality control. And I'm not mad at it. And I just giggle and I smile because I think of you every time I do it.
I
But
love that you're
everyone else,
doing
it
that.
just gets a really good laugh.
I love that you're doing that. I love that everybody's so supportive of it. A scale of 1 to 10, how much better has it made your life implementing this?
Oh, above 10.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah,
because then, like variety is the spice of life, you get like a
exactly.
little this, little that. I don't think either of these things will be going away from me once I'm no longer
They
quote
shouldn't. You
unquote
just grew a
diabetic.
human being.
Yeah, exactly. So, I
You
won't be I
are
won't
superior.
that's correct. And we don't make the rules. That's just how things be.
Yeah. And like after birthing human, you have birthed human. So by law, you have to quality control check everything.
So, I'm actually not birthing this human. He's just going to teleport out of my body.
Oh, I love that for you. A
Really,
plus to this child.
yeah, right. Really thoughtful of him to not put me
Yeah.
through that trauma. So,
Yeah. What an amazing, amazing little boy you have there already.
do be appreciating it. Um, I love that you're implementing that. Thank you. Thank you. Um, is that everything that you saved?
Yeah, pretty much. That
Okay.
was it. It was
The
just a
people.
little tidbit.
Yes. Well, that's
I know
okay.
you saved something.
I did. So mine also has to do with food. I broke down and I finally bought some of that Dubai chocolate that everybody's been talking about on social media, and it was it, it every time I go to talk about it, I short circuit. It was that good. Like it
It is
was
so good.
it is so stinking good. Chocolate and pistachio and the stuff with the K that I forget what it's called, but it's essentially like phyllo dough that's flaky.
Yeah.
Really good.
It's toasted and delicious.
Oh, it's crunchy and it's sweet and it's creamy like all in once. And it was like the exact. You know what I've discovered during this pregnancy is like it's not so much that I crave a food, but it's more of like a consistency that I crave. And
Yeah.
that just like it ticked all the boxes. It's what we needed. I ordered 2 bars. I ate both of them in 2 hours, and my blood sugar didn't spike. More evidence that I'm not, none of this I
Matters.
matters, but whatever. Anywho, that was amazing. And now I have a jar of it from something called Nerdy Nuts coming, and it's basically just a spread form of it instead
Do
of
you know what is so good with that spread?
what?
Strawberry. You put it on top.
Oh, I believe it.
Oh my god, Cassie.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay. Oh my
Oh my
god.
god.
Oh my god. Okay. So, all right. Well, now I'm gonna have to try that, and it's coming today. So
Someone needs to get you strawberries
we have some.
now.
Not to worry. Strawberries
Okay.
are on hand at all
And
times.
I know for a fact your grocery store has awesome produce. So.
Really good produce all around. So we love to see it. Kelly has quality controlled our produce.
I have.
Oh
It's like
yeah.
some bomb ass shit.
Thank you.
I have
Yes.
nothing bad to say about my visit.
I'm glad. I really hope not.
I have nothing bad to say. Well, there was one person I didn't like, and you and I mutually didn't like her.
I think I know who you're talking about. my my favorite. Well, I'm not going to get into it. Kelly and I shared an unspoken moment of true best friendship during my baby shower.
God, that was genius.
It was so perfect. It was.
I wasn't talking about that, but that was another great moment.
Okay.
It was the moment when she told you how to drive.
Oh yes. Oh yes. She's not listening to this. It was the lady that owned the venue. where my baby shower was, and we rolled up the windows immediately. We both just took shits on her. We were like roasted.
It was just the absolute most unacceptable thing ever. Beautiful venue. Gorgeous venue. Couldn't go wrong with that venue.
No.
She needs work.
Yeah. For the record, my driving is wonderful. I'll have everybody know.
Yeah, because I get extremely car sick. Not once the entire time Cassie was carting my little butt around, spoiling my ass, did I get car sick.
We aim to please.
Would like to throw that out there. Eating all you can eat sushi. God, we fucking killed it.
Okay. The four of us were like MVPs with that. We went through like...
I feel like we really did a good job.
I think we went through 4 or 5 rounds of sushi.
Yeah, we did. And then also, like, somebody couldn't do math, and we really fucking killed it.
I know. We only got charged for 3 people for all you can eat instead of 4. We made out like bandits. We really did.
We paid and we booked it at a fucking place.
Yeah, like I was like, wow, this is really cheap. My dad's like, yeah, check it out. And like he like pointed at it, and I was like, I'm gonna pay now. We're gonna leave. We all just like got up and left. Like it was so good.
We did not stick around.
We did not. It was great. Now we're probably wanted at that place, and we can never.
That is not our fault.
That's not my problem. Maybe the guy just really liked us.
You know what?
He was a nice dude.
We just dominated so hard on the all you can eat that they're like, they got a free meal.
He was like, out of respect.
That woman's pregnant. She gets a free meal.
That's right.
She's eating for 2. She gets free.
There it is.
God, I would love that actually.
That's a special they should
thing.
run. Yes, big time. So yeah, we had a couple of really just like classic moments on that trip, and I love that.
Yeah.
And
I'll have you know, I have not eaten pizza since seeing you because I'm a little scared it's just going to be a massive disappointment.
It's going to pale in comparison.
It's just going to suck.
I hope that once you do have pizza, it doesn't pale horribly in comparison, but I can make no promises. Anywho, we're almost at our standard 13. We're pretty close.
We are.
That's the catch-up of all catch-ups.
This is the last episode of a double.
We're tired.
We're tired.
So we're coming in a little hot. So should we jiggity jump into it?
Let's jiggity do it.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I can go first. Mine's a little short. It's a little interesting. It's falling on the weird history spectrum.
Fun. Okay.
Forbidden to sing. Yes, It was once a law that people were not allowed to sing. In 1542, Protestant reformers, including John Calvin, took it upon himself to power in the city of Geneva.
Like in Switzerland?
Yes, to make singing illegal.
Wow, what a fun police. Like why
Yes.
would you okay.
Yet singing was a common pastime for all sorts of people in Geneva, and many popular songs were deemed indecent, dissolute, or outrageous. So between
Outrageous. Okay.
1542 and 1552, the city's hybrid civic religious court and consistory judge more than 100 cases involving singing.
Wow.
Yep. This included a gentleman singing with his manservant on Mardi Gras, 7 apprentices of ribbon makers singing together, and a woman charged for singing while working in her house and yard.
In her own house and yard.
Yes.
Okay.
This is giving Footloose.
It is giving Footloose. It's like the singing version of Footloose.
Yeah. While in most cases the specific song was not recorded, it often had lyrics with sexual contents or innuendos.
Well, people can
Songs
do
were
whatever they
also
want.
frequently flagged as dance music,
Oh.
while authorities viewed singing as having a proper place in praising God only.
Okay.
Yes.
This is giving Footloose.
And dancing was totally forbidden as a gateway to fornication.
There you go. It is Footloose.
It is Footloose.
Okay, we've come full circle. Okay.
Yep. So I just found that very odd, right? And I decided to look up some interesting other facts, right? Like I said, this is very short, but I just couldn't help but bring it to everyone's attention. Did you know that in Pennsylvania, it is illegal to sing in the bathtub?
Oh my God, we're getting a bathtub put in. I'm gonna do it.
It's the Bathroom Singing Prohibition Act, passed in 1969.
This has been around since the 60s and nobody's done anything about this?
Yes.
How does one challenge this?
I don't know. How does one know that they're singing in a bathtub in Pennsylvania? I need to,
Yeah, how do you know? Like, whose business is that, first of all? Well, it's like the woman in her house that you had just mentioned.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
In Afghanistan, under the Taliban, music is broadly banned, and girls are specifically prohibited from singing at school, functions, and having male music teachers.
None of that surprises me.
And historically, there's historic suppressions of Inuk throat singing. Christian missionaries historically suppressed traditional Inuk throat singing. Inuks are Native Americans, or natives in, like, the Canadian region.
Oh, I thought they were like up in Alaska. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Canada and Alaska, way up north.
Canada.
Way up north.
Chilling in some igloos.
So, like, historically speaking, there has been a lot of incidences where singing has been illegal.
Can't we just let people be fucking happy?
And I do find that odd due to the sheer fact of, like, I don't know, sometimes just singing happens.
Yeah,
You find yourself humming a tune. You find yourself just, I don't know, there's like plenty of times throughout the day where I've just got a song in my head and it just comes out of my mouth.
We do it on here. Like,
yeah,
it just happens. Yeah.
It just happens. Like, one can argue to say that music is kind of in your soul.
Oh, deep.
And it comes out that way.
Yeah, it do be that way sometimes.
So making it illegal is just very interesting to me, and I am very much stuck on the Pennsylvania law.
I need to do something about this. It's my new project.
Because I, again, would like to know how anybody knows what one is doing in their bathtub.
Yeah, unless you're like broadcasting. I mean, who's going to know that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you post it on YouTube, then you're screwed. You've got the evidence right there. But, like,
do people even, like, I just don't, like, do Pennsylvanians even know? I didn't know. I'm not a native Pennsylvanian.
But, like,
I'm going to ask
you're
Corey.
about to have a wee little one. And what's going to stop you from singing a bath time song to him?
I'm telling you nothing. I'm a rebel without a cause.
There you go.
That's it. Nobody can hold us down.
But you're telling me that that's gonna cause some issues?
Not on my
Hello?
watch. Yeah, what about like I don't know, what do you sing in a bathtub?
Rubber ducky, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
exactly. All right. That's insane. So how did you
So,
discover this?
I was looking up. I found it with I got stuck on this. I would talk to you about this with the bonus episodes. Weird laws,
Mhm. Mhm.
and so then that, and then I was like, when was singing ever illegal? And then I found it in Geneva, and that was very interesting to me.
So
So
really
it's like this needs to be shared,
it's their fault. I
and really it has everything to do with religious reasons, where people need to be singing psalms and nothing more.
which by the way, thanks to the fun police
Yeah.
that are those in charge in religion. Classic. Every
Yep.
time. But then they're like, it's okay, come sing in church and it's fine.
Yep.
Or whatever location you're worshiping. Very interesting. Very interesting to me. Well done, Borstein.
So forbidden to sing.
I can't wait to do some illegal activities soon.
Please do. Let me know how it goes. Let me know if you
I
get caught.
I'm gonna record myself and send it to you because I know you'll keep that evidence safe.
Bet your ass I will.
I know you will. I too am continuing my journey of weird history.
Hmm.
Today I'm covering the posthumous execution of Oliver Cromwell.
Ooh.
So dead we're
Love the
killing
name.
Yeah, so dead we're killing him all over again. So some events from history, as we've discovered over the course of this, are so bizarre that we should all just take a second, look back, and collectively say, what the fuck was that? So
What the fuck is going on?
this is one of those moments. So this man was so hated that his corpse was dug up for the sole purpose of mutilating it because being dead wasn't good enough. Bad enough? Dead enough? It wasn't enough,
It
no
wasn't
matter which way you
enough.
slice it. So let's talk about Oliver Cromwell. Born in 1599, I remember it well, in a small town called Huntingdon, about an hour and a half drive north of London. So we're,
Oh.
we're British, we're English, English, English. Cromwell briefly attended Cambridge University, dropped out after about a year. Some historians say that Cromwell lived a typical like country life. He spent his days, I don't know, farming and bitching about the weather and attending some local fairs and shit. And he even joined the Parliament for Huntingdon, probably looking for some good old-fashioned political debates to pass the time. And around the same time that Oliver Cromwell was poking around Huntingdon, looking for something to do, the country about around him started exploding into turmoil. Like the shit hit the fan. In a typical English fashion, the citizens held a friendly discourse over the best way to make tea, the minutiae of Christian theology, as it related to which denominations were damned and going to hell, and the limits of the divine rights of kings. All things that go together naturally. So,
Naturally.
King Charles I thought he had the divine right to rule, which basically meant God said I can do what I want. Meanwhile, Parliament was like, no, how about democracy? And then tension simmered, name calling happened. People probably flipped each other off, but maybe not because they're English and they're more proper than that. I don't know. Regardless, soon enough, the power struggle begins to boil over. And then you throw in a dash of like religious disagreements and a sprinkle of like economic challenges, and then we have ourselves the English Civil War. So back in Huntingdon, Oliver Cromwell has been spending his time learning more about farming and shit than any kind of like tactics. But when the war kicked off, he saw an opportunity. What opportunity, you ask? The opportunity to essentially become a tyrant. So swapping the country life, he for essentially war, he raises a small band of troops, then an army, and in a twist no one saw coming, he demonstrated actual talent as a military commander. His forces were part of the New Model Army, which was an actual name, and it was a military force of parliamentarians founded by Puritans who thought King Charles I needed to respect their not divine right authority to do whatever they wanted. And so Parliament sought to rein in King Charles from his divine right to financial corruption, forcing his views of religion down people's throats and imprisoning anyone who disagreed with him, and also not seeking any kind of parliamentary approval. So then, Cromwell's forces capture King Charles I in 1646. They briefly lost him for a second, and then they recapture him in 1648. Now, all of a sudden, his like Cromwell's like love of religious zealotry and his talent for military strategy makes him the darling of the Puritan cause. So, in 1649, the Rump House of Commons indicts King Charles I for treason. The House of Lords reject the charge of treason, and the Chief Justices of the three common law courts of England declare the indictment unlawful. So the Rump House of Commons indictment of King Charles for treason was dead. Then, unrelated, but simultaneously, the Rump House of Commons passes a bill creating a separate court and declares the bill an act without the need for royal assent. And the new court's first order of business was to indict King Charles again for treason. So these people were so petty, they were like, okay, we couldn't do it in this court, so we're just gonna build a new court to fucking indict his ass again. I love that. I love
Yeah.
that level of petty. So the details of the charges against Charles I were vast, including his divine right powers for personal interest, making war against Parliament, being responsible for an estimated 300,000 people who died during this English Civil War. And so the court asks Charles I how he pleads the charges, and he replies with like essentially a metaphorical middle finger salute and insists that he can do whatever he wants because it was his divine right. So he is convicted, he is sentenced to death. 59 commissioners signed his death warrant, including Oliver Cromwell. So Charles I kept it on his God given right to do whatever he wanted right up until January 30th, 1649, when his tenure was cut short and he was severed from his position as king by a single clean slice of an executioner's axe. And so the gathered crowd collectively decides that this monumentous like occasion should not pass without some kind of souvenir. So they dip their handkerchiefs in the fresh blood dripping from his corpse. Feels a little rude.
Very rude.
Okay, I know this guy was like a schmuck, but like that's a lot. Anyway, after the execution, Cromwell's ambition doesn't stop at simply leading an army responsible for killing a king, and soon the once unremarkable university dropout became the Lord Protector of England, Scotland, and Ireland.
The Lord Protector.
The Lord Protector. So, Lord Protector, very much not a king, because the title of king was like passe. But anyway, Oliver Cromwell would rather have a title that sounded like a brand of sunblock than to ever be called king. He is the Lord Protector. So, as the very first Lord Protector ever, he becomes the first person not of royal blood to be head of state. So basically a king, but nobody could call him king. So then in 1657, Parliament offers the crown to Cromwell because they evidently hadn't heard Cromwell's opinions about kings. And Cromwell obviously told them no. He's like, I'm not interested. And so a year later in 1658, Cromwell dies from a malarial fever and complications of kidney stone disease. And there was a treatment available at the time, quinine, but due to the religious zealotry of his that was mentioned earlier, he refuses treatment because quinine had been discovered by Catholic Jesuit missionaries. And so the story of Oliver Cromwell comes to a close, and his body was laid to rest in Westminster Abbey, or so we thought. So immediately after his death in 1658, things in England begin shifting back to the monarchy. Cromwell's son, Richard, was supposed to pick up the duty of Lord Protector when Oliver died, but no one wanted him, and so he was quickly forced to resign. And so, with no clear leadership, a few constitutional adjustments were made, and Charles II, the eldest surviving, the eldest surviving son of Charles I, returns from exile, and he becomes king. And so, one of Charles II's first orders of business is, of course, revenge. He's like, I'm back. You guys killed my dad. Fuck you. So, January of 1661, the 12th anniversary of the execution of King Charles I, Oliver Cromwell's body is exhumed so his corpse could be put on trial for treason and regicide, aka royal killing. So, the trial takes place in your typical courtroom. There's a judge, there's a jury, and there's the accused. Only in this case, the accused was a 3-year-old rotten corpse.
Yeah.
And so The defense strategy didn't go over so well, which is this vacant stare, because how are you going to defend anything if you're dead? So Oliver Cromwell's corpse was found, of course, guilty. So his corpse was then hanged at Tyburn, London, and then thrown into a pit, and his head was chopped off, stuck on a pole outside Westminster Hall, and it sat until 1685. So like 24 years, that head was just sitting there. I know. And then not only that, the head was sold off to the highest bidder and changed owners several times for years after, occasionally getting put out on public display. And a few centuries later, in 1960, Oliver Cromwell's head was again laid to rest in a somewhat secretive location. And if you're wondering what happened to his body, nobody actually really knows. And the leading theory is that his body was reburied but had to be frequently moved because vengeful, like, royalists were just constantly trying to find it to mutilate it further. Anyway,
My God.
that's the posthumous execution of Oliver Cromwell.
That's impressive.
That level of petty, I love it.
It's
I live for it.
yep.
No notes,
A plus.
flawless. But there you have it, the latest installment in Weird History.
What a fun, funky, fresh, weird episode.
This was the weirdest episode. I would like to see the head. I don't
100%.
I don't know what the somewhat secretive location is, but like I
It can't be that secret now.
it can't be, like, it's got to be out there. Like, I just kind of want to go see it.
Yeah,
Is that
I would do it.
morbid? Yeah, okay.
No.
All right, cool. I mean,
Are
it's
we
just a
morbid?
skull
Probably.
now.
Yeah.
Like, it's not anything at this point,
What's
but
the difference between seeing a skull now and going to see the catacombs? I would say nothing.
nothing.
So,
Right.
catacombs have a little bit more bones.
True. The thing, this reminded me a little bit of that Pope that I spoke about that was put on trial after dying.
Yes, yes.
It gives that, but this is like pettier.
Way pettier.
Yeah. And so we live for it.
Mm-hmm.
But that there you have it. Weird history, everybody. I think it's safe to say this double double is closed.
Very successful double-double.
Stick a fork in us.
We're done.
We're done. And until next time.
Stay strange.